Alright, omatase. Sorry. Restation here. Mushoku Tensei. Sekai Tara Hoki Dasu. Episode 4. Are we getting to this point with the Majino Tabi Tabi situation again? Where episodes 3 and 4 have to be the controversial episodes? Like, there's something about anime like this where they have quality storytelling, and great character work, and yet there's just like one or two episodes that just piss off people to the point you're like, oh, this is crap. Like one or two things, and they will defend the shit out of this, out of the other show, with other similar shows. Man, what's wrong with people, man? I don't I don't get it. Okay, what's up, Yamato? Thanks. Yes, you made it in time. You definitely made it in time. I actually kind of wait. I was originally going to just hold it an episode at around 8, but the subs only come at exactly at 8, and it takes a while to download because everyone's fucking going for it. And yeah, that's just how it came out. So good. So you're in luck. And please, guys, like the video if you like what you see. I'm not the best breakdown answer. I am biased. I am sometimes overly critical. But when I like something, when it clicks with me, when I can feel like I can understand it, without it needing to go out of its way and be ambiguous as hell. Sorry, Wonder Egg. But. Yeah, it's just sometimes I want, I'll be honest when I can get a little hypocritical, when I can, say something contradicting my own, my thoughts on stuff that will contradict something with another my thoughts on another show. But it depends on how you feel, how this stuff's portrayed. Nothing in this so far has really, pissed me off in particular. I don't think anything I found very thing in particular, any problematic in particular. Like, if there was something I wished was more, I wish they would dive into more of Rudy's childhood, like what happened, the stuff that went on before he went to high school. Like, that would have been more helpful, in my opinion. But maybe or maybe not, we would get that later down the stretch. I do not know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it is going at a pretty steady pace, and I don't expect a whole lot more from beyond volumes 3 and 4, depending on how much they want to take a little later on. So I'm a little disappointed that the total episode count for first core to second core is only going to be 23 episodes, because this will have 11, the second one will have 12, allegedly. Because 23 episodes, the BD was labeled. But yeah. Anyways, so last time, I'm actually very impressed to see how the whole thing, with Rudy finding out, Sylvie's actually a girl. I actually liked how it was handled. Now everyone's complaining, but wait, he has memories, he still has that sort of mature, why is he still taking advantage of the situation? No, he is still, because he is still, he still has the memories of when he was a 30-year-old bum. But he at least has some knowledge from his life that says oh, I should know when to do. He doesn't. How do you say this? He still has there's still the mentality that he is a child, and of course, the skinship thing it's not something I feel is bothering. It's not something I feel like he did it out of malevolent intent. By no reason it is. It's not something to where it was even a perverted situation at all. It's just the skinship. I mean, remember, when we're young, we usually would like that. We usually kind of, it's a lot, more common, as you know. But of course, we can't do it when we're like in around our teens or near our teens. So yeah, so I can get the part. So while I can get that you'll have an issue because he was originally someone from the previous life who died in his 30s, and then still having the memories of that. But you cannot just think, oh, he's just gonna suddenly be a model citizen or something. But he's not like doing anything out of he's not doing anything out of ill intent. But yeah, it's a huge misunderstanding, and it all comes down to how people's social views are. The feminists' views on series like this is just obnoxious. You cannot. I'm gonna say this right now. For the most part, you can't trust the feminists' views on fiction. You can never trust their. You should never be trusting a feminist's views on it because it's so fucking biased, socially biased, to the point where they don't even care about rank quality. They only care about if it runs with their social ideals or not. If it doesn't, they think it's crap. If it does, they think it's good, regardless of how shit the story is. Yeah, like I remember I was kind of like that too. Well, like I don't know if it was to that. I don't know to how much of an extent, but I can understand even if I can't completely relate. Yeah, and yeah, Yamato was pointed out. Sylvie refers to herself as Boku, so Rudy's just thinking, oh, it's a boy. So like he doesn't know. Like he doesn't want to. He doesn't try to pry in too much into it either. So, and he didn't see it coming either. And you see how like it wasn't done for the lulz. There was actually a genuine seriousness about it, which went to Paul. Kind of a little father. Dad and father and son pep talk here, which I do like. But from what I've heard, Paul did a huge fuck up for this episode. So enough of my talk. I think I've said enough. Let's get to episode 4. And reminder, this is a reaction. This is not fully displaying a video. I mean, you can see a little bit, in the transparency, but only to a certain extent. Just remind you guys. Alright. So, episode 4. And hopefully the playback does fine too. Okay. Episode 4 in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Did I put the subs up? Yes. Please let it be. Please let it be a boy. Please let it be a boy. Bomb drop. Uh-oh. Oh. He's not even gonna try to hide it. How are they gonna get through this one? Oh, nice. The opening is playing through. Interesting. I'm actually not surprised though. It's not like It's actually not like a huge shocker. It's just like I could kind of see that coming, considering how Paul is. Because when you believe, oh geez, yeah, the atmosphere in that house is just deflated. But yeah, like affairs in real life are actually more common than you think, and arguably much worse than what we see here. Now, how are they gonna handle this? Not at the back, not at the, not the bag is up, not the bag has been opened up. Not the cat's out of the bag. What did he do here? She's still caring about it. Mm. That you just like stop interrupting my conversation. That's how usual. As someone who has a mom that used to be like that, I can relate. Yeah, Lee is still family, but this man. Okay, that's a good move. That's a didn't tell anyone else. She just knows. Yeah, like he's trying to play dumb, like cause oh, so you're gonna make up lies to try to mitigate the situation by tossing this man under the bus. Will this work out though? Yep. Yeah. Well, I think okay. So I actually also think that it was it was pretty fair. It was fairly well handled without needing some sort of overplayed drama, which I usually hate. Because you do have us, you. Oh, the same as. Oh damn, the same as Roxy, huh? I don't blame. The fact that she has a maid, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't get to choose who she wants to be with. I do not blame that. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm guessing it's the one we saw in the. I'm guessing it's that girl that we saw in the ending. Oh, I hate it. When the one baby starts crying, the other baby started crying. It's just like, oh, no, 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 my baby, don't you think? I mean, see, this is how you handle things like that. Unlike redo of healer, that abomination. Oh, oh well. I mean, okay. Now it just kind of occurs to me. Yeah, Paul wasn't always the wasn't exactly the sort of modest person. Like he has his flaws. I mean, yeah, he is a jerk. Ooh, look at the movements. He's fucking back kicked him. But you just see how smooth. It was actually pretty smooth, the animation with the when they were sparring. this part is a duck. Right? Thank you. Thank you. At least you admit, we can acknowledge that. Oh. I hope Rudy will be okay, considering his past life, you know, his experience with school. Well, that's your fault. That is coming from you, you. That's the okay. That is legit the best father and son conversation I've seen in a while from anime wise. Sorry if I'm not reading anything in the chat, guys. I'm trying to focus here. Oh, she doesn't want to believe. She's gonna lose her only friend. uh, Roxy. Great. Yeah, the deal. I mean, okay, that's what makes Rudius's case a lot more forgivable. Like this man is just not even being subtle. I'm not, I have to I that has to suck though. She has to teach a person like that right at the moment. As a show, there's always something worse out there. Crap. Recommending him to some Is he gonna take? Is he gonna take so? No, I don't think he's gonna take Sophia long. Uh, I wish it did. So this is where Jobless Reincarnation came from. Hmm. Man, grow up fast. Well, at least he's gonna end up better off than me. Remember, I don't think he even. Pretty sure. I don't remember. I don't remember if they really stated it at all, but I don't think he even got a job in his previous life either. So this is a big step. Anybody gonna complain? Anybody gonna complain about how everything was handled? Let me. Can I hear you, feminists, socialists out there? Yeah, that's right. Nothing wrong with this. Oh, well. Oh, so there are those sort of beings out in this world, huh? Oh, oh, look at the animation on this though. It still hurts though. Damn. So this is gonna be his first job, huh? Paul did it for his son's own good, though. Yeah, not much of a complaints here and there. I like that you know, the pervert stuff, the stuff that is, the deviant stuff, like that. It doesn't feel like, yeah, you can it does get a bit of laughs there, but it's not like a straight up gag, like just a straight up, like, for a lighthearted one. It's not presented that way, like a lot of other fantasy, most of the other fantasy series usually do. It's just the funny part just kind of come with it. So yeah, no, I see no problem. A young lady and violence. This is another. Is gonna be another one of these episodes. Uh, I'm guessing from what I've been told, the about like episodes 5 or 6 is when the first volume will conclude. So yeah, as someone as critical as me going through, and sorry if you have to put up when I do get critical. I don't. Again, I don't find anything particularly wrong with this. In most other situations, they will throw shovel loads of drama, or they will play this off as some silly comedy, somehow. But I do like how it was like how Rudy has tried to handle things, how Paul had to try to, yeah, he got thrown under the bus, but I mean, it's fault. I mean, there's no such thing as there's we kind of know, like, the way Paul acts, like that he's not exactly a very pure person, but he's not a bad dad either. And what he did there, in my opinion, was he felt like he wanted to do what he thinks is right for. I mean, he's not aware of the whole him being being a reincarnated person and all. But I mean, it's kind of nice to see although he probably would have never thought him and his son would speak the same language in terms of interest in women. So the fact that a pervert like him also has an easily sexually excited dad. So that kind of, I like how it befits the situation. It's nothing really off-putting for me at all. It's just how it's kind of wholesome when you think about it. them talking about their interest in women and the other sex. Like, I don't. You can't, like, people gonna complain about it, but you do realize, like, the sort of stuff that is handled there, like, this could have been the stuff that was the way the whole, infidelity thing was handled. It's a lot more shittier looking in real life, but most people don't realize this. Most people don't especially when it's funny, because those very same people are, I don't want to use this. I really don't want to use this phrase. Social justice warriors, like, and the fact that I don't like to use this. I don't usually use that term, but it's funny how they would complain about stuff like this, but they're ignorant of how it's depicted in real life and how it may be viewed in Japan. Now, I don't know about the details on that regarding Japan, honestly. Honestly, I hope this anime will end in a good way. It's already good. It's already good. But it's an ongoing, steady story. This and Jujutsu Kaisen are shows that I really enjoy because they're not too slow, they're not too fast, they're steady. They want to tell the story out as much as they can possible to make sure everyone at least understands. ReZero kind of does this too. Although I personally do not like the show as much with how it does things. But I mean, that's just kind of me because I'm not like I do like my drama, but I don't like it when it's just thrown at me 24/7. So yeah, there was a bit of drama here and there. There's some serious stuff there, but I felt like it was done without needing to go overboard. Okay, Yamato with the explanation. I'll explain a little detail. Zenith comes from another country where polygamy is a sin, and they're in a country where polygamy is permitted. Interesting. And Zenith is a fervent believer in the religious laws of her country of origin. That's why she reacted that way. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I think I guess the details regarding that, I may or may not have missed it, and if I did, I'm sorry. But I think if they did, I don't know if they explain it later on. But Zenith's reason, Zen being upset at this situation makes more sense. Would make more sense now. I mean, but people aren't really patient. Paul did a good thing for his son. Rudy's dad is Issei's dad. No, Issei wishes he had a dad like that. Are they still doing the 5th season of high school? That's a different topic. They've confirmed nothing yet. Like, well, how about that animation quality with when Rudy and Paul were duking it out? Like, they really popped off with that one. It wasn't overly impressive. I mean, because they want to keep the consistent sort of beautiful look of this anime. Like, everything about the aesthetics of this show is top quality. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this already in a previous stream, but I remember, long before I came upon this show. I mean, I think it was like early in my anime watching days. Like, I've always had some random dreams here and there about a pristine looking fantasy world where like everything looks clean as this, and the animation just looks the animation quality just looks so unreal, and it just looks like they're so well animated. Like, it's not really kill any sort of quality and such, but I've always imagined like that, and it's like how immersive it can be. And what do you know? A few years later, this series comes up. So there is no problem with how they're doing, with how it visually looks. The story itself is just something that is going to be divisive with people. But I don't see it as much of a problem, because while it's not something I'd say is unique, it's pretty typical in form. But I think the execution so far is pretty solid for the most part. At worst, it's a show that just that at worst it's just one of those shows where I don't think it's really it's going to convince most of these other people who are just too jaded with the fantasy genre in general. I'm personally really jaded with fantasy shows in general nowadays, but it's more so because most of them don't have as much ways to hook you, interest you, dive into things, create things, whatnot. They don't. I feel like most fantasy series nowadays lack enough sophistication. And I know, and not even unique twists on like a different takes on certain genres always mean it's a good show. It's a good show. If they don't nail the basics down, they won't do. They haven't mentioned it yet. But I want to see in the first episode. You don't learn about now at this point either, so that might be a spoiler. Yeah, I don't spoil. They like to teach you as Rudius learns as well. Yeah, that is fair. We are. This is the story that is being told from Rudius's perspective. I mean, yeah, we do get some monologue from Paul. We do get some monologue from Lillian. We do. I think. I don't think we got any monologue from Roxy, did we? We only just got kind of like her letter, and the fact that she has to deal with another perverted idiot. Except this guy is actually worse off than Rudius. Like Rudius is pretty modest for someone who is labeled a deviant. I feel like the animation was weird during that moment with Sylvie and Rudy, where Sylvie was crying. Really? I didn't find anything particularly wrong with that. I mean, maybe it's the I think it's because of how it looked when she was crying, or like how I don't know, like maybe it was the way she looked when she was crying. I don't know. Like I didn't see anything particularly wrong. I mean, she's bawling her eyes out, that's for sure. The fight shows why Rudius expects a lot from his father. Rudius even said during the episode he respects him because he is strong. Most Isekai has only been one-dimensional stories and characters. Yeah, for real. Like most Isekai fantasy shows, you can't get much out of them. Like, but the funny thing is, I only keep watching those shows just to see how bad they go. And it's sometimes fun. It's more fun in a way, but it's more fun, but in a bad way. Because you get to joke about how dumb looking some parts are. But when you have to feel like watching quality shows like this is more worth it. Like that, this is more worth it than ever. If it wasn't, like, can I just be real? Like this series right here is easily my top non-sequel anime from this season. I have this, and like my second most my second best anime from this season. I mean, Eurocamp's still up there. So Eurocamp is still number one for very good for a straightforward but very good reason. The style felt a little different, not in a bad way, just different. I have high hopes they'll change the style as they explore more of the world. It was probably due to light and shadow. Yeah, I think it's more the light and shadow parts that may have thrown things off. You can see, like, when the infidelity thing was brought up, and how they showed it. Now, they didn't go too far to want to show the part where they start doing, like, I don't even know if they ever showed it in the source material, but it's just the fact that it happened is good enough. Like, at least they know when to just not need to show parts. We kind of know, it's like, yep, He committed infidelity. We get it. And then Leah explains like Rudy was worried about it, but he knew how to do it, so she feels obligated to him. Now, will this make Lillian? His part of her harem he may make later on? Most likely, maybe, most likely. But at least we have. Sort of ways to depict how Rudy does develop. I mean, and people will say it's because he has memories from back then. Yeah, so what? So what? Back then he was still, back in his previous life he was still like just a scum. But with this new life he is given, he is trying to make a dues. Yes, a lot of his mentality is still on the perverted side. We get it. No, you can't just ask his ass to just change. Like, I don't even think it's gonna change within. I don't think such a thing is gonna change within like a decade, unless if you go through something like some sort of mental therapy, which is not possible here because one, they're not aware of him being reincarnated and having inherited these perverted traits from his past life. And two, Rudy at least knows when not to do things that cross the line, for the most part. No, it was only implied in the light novel. Oh, okay. Some isekais can be enjoyable like Jobless or Dog Days, or bad and not good like Overlord, for example. Oh, Nick, there was a time when I did like Overlord. Now it's just one of those just Sword Art Online but remasked. No, Lillian will be only very loyal to Rudy. She will not be part of his harem. Okay. I mean, okay, like I do apologize for that. I mean, but I actually don't think it would fit. It would be fit either. But regardless of that, I still liked how it was handled. I just kind of had a little bit of wandering there because I've seen this sort of things before with other fantasy shows where a female character just gets influenced and then she just kind of gets drawn to him, and I don't think in retrospect I don't think that's gonna happen for Lydia because she is still more like, and I guess I don't know how to say this, I don't know if it's second mother, like an aunt or like an aunt or something like that, an older cousin of sorts. I don't know how to really describe the situation, but after that situation, Rudy did say they started talk more toward being a lot more talkative to each other, and Lillian actually has the leniency to not tell the rest of the family about the holy relic, aka panties. But eventually Paul kind of figured it out at this point. I mean, something was going to spill at that point. Only the first season of Overlord was good. I agree, Yamato. I can agree that Overlord season 1 was decent. Was was decent for its own in its own right. Uh, any mangas here, like novels here? I don't think I have much else to say. Well, okay, I guess I can say one more thing. Rudy does want to go. He is Paul is trying to encourage him to go to an academy, aka school. And I mentioned during the reaction, this could be mentally troubling for him because he still hasn't gotten over most of his trauma still. Roxy did help him get over the first wall. He still needs to get over much of these. I feel like Rudy's character growth and development and how his story is going to play out in this series is more so going to be him trying to overcome mental hurdles that he was never even able to climb up and over went back in his previous life in the normal world. I don't know if it's called normal, but yeah. Rudy's got burned. Roxy always knew that he stole the yeah, she's a teacher. She knows. No one has a problem with Lillian getting aroused by, Paul and Zenith doing the thing. Yeah, no one gonna have a problem with that. No, like if anyone got a problem with that, like put yourself in that situation when you have never had as a virgin, and like depending on if you're a virgin or not, put yourself in that situation. How are you gonna react to that? You think you can hold back? You think you can really hold back? Like you probably just have no sense of sexuality if you were not able to do that. If you're not able to feel the same way. Like it's like I don't see how something like that is abnormal with how Luna was reacting. Rui says that he was getting stuck in getting better in magic and sword fight, so Paul knew he needed to. Oh, never mind. He deleted it. God damn it. But yeah, I don't see a problem with this. Okay, so Paul knew he needed to send him somewhere to improve his skills, so Paul did the good thing. Yep, that's true. So he's sent him off with a beast human. I think I say a beast, like, what was your name again? Glisslane. Glisslane is a questionable outfit, attire choice. I mean, but then again, like we could cover it up, but no one's gonna have a problem with that. I mean, if we're gonna like, we already had some nudity here. Like, we're gonna complain about, someone who is a demi-human who probably doesn't have the same sort of fashion sense as a normal human being. So no one's gonna. So if anyone's gonna complain about that, like see yourself out. Like yeah, it's distracting and all, but I'm frankly I'm just too used to stuff like that, because I've seen worse. But yeah, like, you have to also think, like, do you really think a demi-human's supposed to have the same sort of fashion sense. Now, it could also be a nature to how she may do her jobs, like, oh, it just gets in the way of her job, like whatever thing she does. All right, so, but yeah, Paul did the right thing. I mean, he had to make amends. I mean, let's be real. Paul's just an example of that. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. Like, everyone's parents are. Every parent is going to have a screw up that is going to have those screw ups. Like, we're not gonna have the perfect father, perfect mother, but we still love them but we will still love them anyways, because they gave us, they let us be, you know, they let us into this world, they let us have a life. So I think this episode didn't focus enough on Paul's concerns about Rudy intentionally making Sylvie dependent on him. I don't know what you mean by that. I think what you're bringing up is something that is more so better expressed in terms of a show don't tell, because you can infer already from Paul's conversations here and there that he is concerned, that he generally is concerned, but we had to do something soon. And so which was knock Rudy out and just toss him to do that job with the kitty Glenn Slane. But I think I've said enough. We'll get off here. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. You know, the usual thing. But I'm just gonna get off here, guys. And yeah, Mushoku Tensei. Another really solid episode. And I actually cannot wait for more. Like, this is one of these. Again, this and Jujutsu Kaisen, man. Like, something to look forward to and how steady they tell their tales. Anime needs more. I love the anime medium, but the anime medium right now needs shows like this. They need shows like this that can tell out a story like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get off, guys. See you next time.